Baby, I need you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you isn't easy for me to say. I feel my heart racing just thinking about it, and I know the way I speak to you now might change the way you look at me forever. I'm about to get married, and everything just changed. Everything I thought I knew about my life, my heart, and my dreams. And I can't hold it inside anymore. I have to let you hear it, to let you feel the truth I've been carrying silently. You have to understand, this isn't about anyone else. It's about you, about the way my heart still beats for you, even when the world is pulling me in another direction. I can't keep pretending that I'm fine when, deep inside, I'm thinking about you every single second. Can you feel how heavy my heart is right now? Just imagining telling you this. Because I do. Every single beat is shouting your name, even though my lips are about to say something different to someone else. Do you remember the nights when I used to think about the future, about what I wanted, about who I wanted to be with? I thought I was ready for everything, for anyone, for the world. But then you came along, softly, quietly, and I didn't even realize that my heart had chosen you before my mind could catch up. And now, standing here, with the reality of a wedding approaching, I'm realizing that choosing the right thing isn't the same as choosing the thing my heart wants. It's cruel, isn't it? That life can be so beautiful and so painful at the same time. I want you to know that even when I laugh, even when I smile, part of me is thinking about what could have been if I had found you earlier, if timing had been kinder, if I had been braver. I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking you to fix anything. I just need you to hear this truth, because you deserve to know. I have tried to convince myself that this wedding is the right path, that it's what I need, that life has given me the answers I've been waiting for. But every time I close my eyes, it's your face I see, your laugh I hear, your touch I remember. And it hurts in ways I didn't know were possible. I feel guilty for loving someone I shouldn't, for thinking about someone I can't have. But my heart doesn't care about rules or timing. My heart only knows you. And baby, I can't stop myself from wondering how our lives could have been together. The dreams we could have shared, the mornings waking up next to each other, the little moments that would have made life feel like magic. I feel all of that in my chest, right now, like it's trying to escape my ribs. I want to tell you everything, every little thing, but I'm scared it would overwhelm you, scared that the weight of my heart would crush you. But I can't stay silent anymore. Do you know how many times I've imagined running to you, holding you close, and saying that I can't do this without you? How many nights I've lain awake, wondering if you even think about me like I think about you. Baby, the truth is, I don't think I'll ever get over you. Even as I step into this new chapter of my life, even as the world expects me to be happy, part of me is yours. It always will be. I catch myself smiling at the smallest memories of you, and then the reality hits me, and I feel a pang so sharp that it takes my breath away. I never wanted to feel this pain, never wanted to carry this secret, but it's too late now. My heart has already chosen, and it chose you. I want you to understand that this isn't just about regret. It's about love. Real, raw, undeniable love. The kind that makes everything else fade, that makes the sun feel warmer, that makes the nights feel colder when you're not around. I've loved you in silence for so long that sometimes I forget I'm allowed to speak. I've whispered your name to the stars, hoping they'd carry it to you somehow. I've imagined letters I could never send, confessions I could never make, stories that would never be told. And yet, here I am, trying to speak to you, to make sure you hear every word, because you deserve that much from me. You deserve to know how much of my soul is tethered to yours, even when life is pulling us apart. Baby, I have to confess something else. I'm terrified. I'm terrified that when I walk down the aisle, I will be smiling on the outside, pretending that everything is perfect. But inside, my heart will be breaking. I'm terrified that the people around me will see joy, while I feel a storm raging inside. And do you know why I'm more terrified than anything else? Because I can't hide from you. I can't hide the truth of how I feel. And I can't hide the fact that you are the one my heart wanted all along. I know I have to take this step. I know responsibilities and expectations are real. But I wish, oh how I wish, that I could turn back time and make different choices. Choices that would have led me to you. Do you remember the times we laughed so hard that our sides ached? The times we shared secrets that no one else would understand. The moments when I felt your presence even before I saw you, like my soul recognized yours. Those memories are my sanctuary now. They are the only thing keeping me afloat as I drift toward a life that doesn't include you in the way I want it to. I want to tell you that I carry every smile, every touch, every glance we shared like a treasure I'll never lose. And yet, I know that those memories are bittersweet, because they remind me of what I can never fully have. Baby, do you know how it feels to be in love and have the world tell you that you can't act on it? To have your heart screaming at you to be with someone, while every other part of life says no. It's a feeling that tears you apart quietly, without anyone noticing. I've lived with that for so long, and now it's coming to a head. I'm standing at the edge of a life I can't change, yet I'm holding on to every ounce of hope that maybe, somehow you'll understand. Maybe you'll hear these words, and know that my love for you was never a choice, it was destiny. And even if life won't let us be together, I want you to feel the weight of it, the depth of it, the truth of it. There are moments when I imagine you hearing me now, feeling my voice wrap around you, like a warm embrace. I imagine your eyes softening, your heart opening, and understanding the conflict within me. I want to tell you that this isn't a story of betrayal or mistakes. It's a story of love, the kind that doesn't fade, doesn't compromise, and doesn't die quietly. I want to reach out to you, take your hand, and let you feel that even though the world is moving on without you by my side, part of me will always belong to you. Baby, I'm trying to be strong, trying to step into this new life with courage and grace, but I keep stumbling over thoughts of you. I see you in every quiet moment, in every laugh that isn't shared with you, in every dream that isn't shared with you. And I can't escape it. I don't want to escape it. Because even in this pain, there's a strange kind of beauty, the beauty of knowing that I loved someone so completely, so endlessly, that even life's hardest choices couldn't erase it. Even if I walk down that aisle, even if I say words I'm supposed to say, I know my heart will keep whispering your name in every silence, every pause, every heartbeat. Do you know what keeps me awake at night? It's thinking about you, imagining if you're living your life with someone who doesn't see you the way I do. Imagining if you're dreaming of someone else, while I'm trapped in a life that isn't fully mine. And yet, in that fear, there's also love. Pure, undeniable, unshakable love. I want you to feel that too. I want you to know that no matter what life says, no matter what happens, someone out there, me, has loved you with a depth and intensity that can't be measured or ignored. Baby, this isn't a story with an ending yet. It isn't a tale of closure or of moving on, because my heart refuses to close the chapter on you. I'm standing here confessing everything, laying my soul bare, because you deserve that honesty. You deserve to hear that I am about to take a path that doesn't include you in the way I wish it did, but that my love for you has never wavered, never faltered, never dimmed, even in the face of obligations, even in the face of the life I'm stepping into. My heart remains stubbornly, fiercely, completely yours. I want you to imagine me speaking to you right now, softly, slowly, letting each word sink in. Imagine my hands reaching for yours, even if you can't feel them. Imagine my eyes searching yours, even if the world says you're far away. Baby, this isn't a goodbye, it's a confession, a truth, a piece of my soul I can't carry alone anymore. And I want you to feel it, to hold it, to remember that no matter what life brings, someone has loved you in a way that was fearless, unwavering, and eternal. Do you feel it? That quiet ache, that longing, that unspoken connection that refuses to be silenced. That's me, that's my heart, speaking to you in the only way it knows how, even as I take the steps toward a life that was planned without you. Even as the world expects me to be happy, I want you to feel my love, my regret, my hope, and my devotion. And I want you to know that this isn't the end of my story with you, because part of my story will always be yours. Baby, I don't know how long I can hold on like this, balancing between what I must do and what my heart screams for. I don't know how I will survive the moments when life asks me to smile and pretend, while every thought of you pierces me like a blade. But I do know one thing. I will never forget you. I will never stop loving you. I will never stop wishing that life had been different, that timing had been kinder, that I had been brave enough to fight for you. And in the quiet moments, when the world isn't watching, I will speak your name to the stars, whisper your memory into the wind, and carry you with me wherever I go. Baby, as I keep talking to you, I can feel my chest tightening, like my heart is afraid of what might slip out next. But I won't stop now, because silence has already taken too much from us. I need you to stay with me here, in this moment, because everything I'm saying is coming from the deepest place inside me, the place I've hidden from everyone else. I want you to know that when I say I'm about to get married, it doesn't mean my feelings suddenly disappeared or changed their shape. Feelings don't work like that. They don't follow calendars or announcements. They don't ask permission before staying. And mine stayed with you, quietly, stubbornly, faithfully. Every time I tried to push them away, they came back stronger, reminding me that love doesn't listen to logic, and it doesn't bow to plans made too late. I wonder if you ever sensed it, that invisible thread between us, the way my voice softened when I spoke to you, the way my attention always drifted back to you, even when I tried to focus elsewhere. I wonder if you noticed how carefully I chose my words, how I held back so much, because I was afraid of crossing a line that once crossed could never be undone. Baby, there were moments when all I wanted was to tell you everything, to sit in front of you and let the truth pour out without fear. But fear always stood between us, tall and unmoving. Fear of consequences, fear of hurting people, fear of destroying something that already felt fragile. And yet, here I am now, confessing everything to you, because keeping it inside hurts more than any consequence ever could. There were days when I convinced myself that this was just a phase, that my heart would eventually settle, that time would make things quieter. But time didn't heal this. Time only gave it roots. The more days passed, the more deeply you became part of me. You weren't just someone I thought about, you became someone I felt in the pauses between my breaths, in the quiet spaces between my thoughts, in the moments when I stared into nothing and realized that nothing looked a lot like a life without you. I carried you with me through conversations, through decisions, through moments when I should have been present but wasn't, because my heart was somewhere else, with you. Baby, I need to tell you something that might surprise you. Sometimes even happiness felt incomplete without you. Even good news felt heavy, because I couldn't share it with the one person I wanted to. I would catch myself reaching for my phone, wanting to tell you something small, something silly, something that only you would understand. And then I'd remember that I couldn't, that I shouldn't, that life had drawn lines I wasn't supposed to cross. Those moments hurt more than the big ones, because they reminded me that love isn't only about grand gestures, it's about the little things. The everyday closeness, the feeling of being known, and baby, you know me in a way that no one else ever has. I keep thinking about the version of myself I am with you, the softer one, the honest one, the one who doesn't need to perform or pretend. With you, I never felt like I had to explain my silences or justify my emotions. You understood me without asking, and that scared me more than anything else. Because when someone understands you that deeply, they hold a kind of power over your heart that can't be taken back. And I let you have that power without ever saying it out loud. Maybe that was my mistake. Or maybe that was the most truthful thing I've ever done. Baby, as the days move closer to this wedding, I feel like I'm living two lives at once. One that everyone can see, filled with expectations, plans, and smiles. And another one that exists only inside me, where you and I still breathe in the same emotional space. In that hidden life, I talk to you when I'm alone. I imagine what I would say if I had one honest hour with you. No interruptions, no rules, no fear. I imagine telling you how deeply you matter to me, how you changed the way I see love, how you became the standard my heart compares everything to. And then reality comes crashing back, reminding me that imagination is sometimes the only place where truth is allowed to live freely. I want you to know that I never meant to hurt you, even indirectly. If my silence ever felt cold, if my distance ever felt confusing, it wasn't because I didn't care. It was because I cared too much. I was trying to protect you from a truth that even I didn't fully understand at the time. I was trying to protect myself too from the temptation to choose my heart over everything else. And now, standing here, I realize that protection came at a cost. It cost us moments we'll never get back, words we'll never get to say face to face. And that realization sits heavy in my chest, refusing to leave. Baby, do you know what love feels like when it's restrained? It feels like a song you're not allowed to sing, playing endlessly in your head. It feels like holding your breath for too long, hoping the need for air will disappear. It feels like standing in front of an open door and choosing not to walk through it, even though every part of you wants to. That's what loving you has been like for me. Beautiful and painful at the same time. A gift and a burden wrapped into one. And even now, as I speak to you, I can feel that song playing louder, that breath growing shorter, that door still open. I don't know what you're feeling right now as you listen to me. Maybe you're confused. Maybe you're hurt. Maybe part of you feels seen in a way you've never felt before. Whatever it is, I want you to know that your feelings matter to me more than you might think. I never saw you as a passing moment in my life. You were never temporary to me. You were someone my soul recognized instantly, even if my circumstances didn't allow me to act on. And that recognition doesn't fade, just because life moves forward. Baby, there are moments when I wonder if love like this is meant to be lived or just felt. If some connections are meant to shape us without ever becoming a shared life. Maybe you were meant to teach me what depth feels like, what vulnerability feels like, what real emotional intimacy feels like. Maybe I was meant to learn that the heart doesn't always align with timing. But even if that's true, even if this love was meant to exist quietly, it doesn't make it any less real. And I need you to know that it was real to me, every second of it. I imagine you standing somewhere, living your life, carrying your own hopes, your own wounds, your own dreams. And I wish I could tell you how much I admire your strength, your softness, the way you carry yourself through the world. I wish I could tell you that you deserve a love that chooses you without hesitation, without fear, without delay. And that's the hardest part for me, knowing that I love you, yet not being able to give you the kind of love you deserve, in the way you deserve it. That knowledge humbles me. It breaks me in quiet ways. Baby, if I'm being honest, and I want to be nothing but honest with you now, part of me is scared that once I step into this new life, I'll lose the right to feel this deeply. That I'll have to lock these emotions away and pretend they never existed. But emotions don't disappear. Just because we tell them to, they wait, they linger, they resurface when we least expect them to. And I know that no matter how much time passes, there will always be moments when something reminds me of you. A song, a phrase, a silence, and in those moments, my heart will return to this exact place where I'm speaking to you now with nothing held back. I want you to understand that I'm not asking you to wait for me, and I'm not asking you to hold on to this pain. I'm simply asking you to know the truth, that you were loved deeply, sincerely, and without reservation, even if that love couldn't fully step into the light. You mattered to me in ways I can't measure. You changed me in ways I can't undo. And that kind of impact doesn't disappear, just because life takes a different turn. Baby, as I keep talking, I realize that this confession isn't just for you, it's for me too. It's me finally admitting what I've been carrying for so long. It's me acknowledging that my heart didn't follow the easiest path. It followed the honest one, even if that honesty came too late. And maybe that's why this feels so intense, so raw, so necessary. Because love that goes unspoken doesn't fade. It accumulates. And now it's all here, in these words, reaching out to you. I don't know what will happen after this. I don't know how these words will sit with you, or what they'll awaken inside you. But I do know that this moment matters. This truth matters. And you matter more than you probably ever realized. As I stand on the edge of a life that's about to change forever, I wanted you to hear this from me, not from silence, not from absence, not from regret. I wanted you to feel my voice, my honesty, my vulnerability. Baby, stay with me in this feeling for a little longer. Stay with me in this space where nothing is decided yet, where emotions are still alive, where connection still exists. I'm here speaking to you, not as someone with all the answers, but as someone who loved you in the only way he knew how, deeply, quietly, and completely. And even now, as everything around me shifts, that love is still here, breathing, waiting, unresolved. Baby, let me keep talking to you, because the more I try to stop, the louder my heart becomes. And I don't want to silence it anymore. I want you to feel every word the way I feel it leaving me, slow and heavy, like each sentence carries a piece of me that I can't take back. When I think about the future standing in front of me, dressed in certainty and expectations, I feel like I'm walking toward it while constantly looking over my shoulder, searching for you. Not because I want to escape responsibility, but because my heart keeps asking a question no one else hears. What if the love that changed me the most is the one I never truly lived? That question follows me everywhere. It sits beside me in quiet moments. It whispers to me when the world is loud. And every time I hear it, your presence becomes clearer, stronger, impossible to ignore. I need you to know that loving you didn't happen suddenly. It wasn't dramatic or reckless. It grew slowly, naturally, like something meant to exist. At first, it was just comfort. Then it became understanding. Then it turned into something deeper. Something that felt safe and dangerous at the same time. I didn't wake up one day and decide to fall for you. My heart just leaned in your direction without asking my permission. And once it did, everything else felt slightly out of place. like I was living half a step away from where I was supposed to be. Even now, I still feel that shift, that quiet pull toward you that refuses to disappear. Sometimes I ask myself if you ever noticed the way my energy changed around you, the way my voice softened, the way my attention narrowed until it felt like only you existed in the room. I tried to hide it. I really did. I told myself I was imagining things, that I was reading too much into emotions that should have stayed neutral. But emotions don't listen to denial. They don't shrink just because we ask them to. They wait patiently, growing stronger in the silence. And that silence became my burden, one I carried alone for far too long. Baby, there were moments when I almost spoke, moments when the words rested on my tongue, ready to fall into the space between us. I remember stopping myself at the last second, choosing restraint over truth, choosing calm over honesty. Not because I didn't trust you, but because I was afraid of what honesty would demand from me. I was afraid that once you knew, there would be no going back to pretending, and pretending was easier than facing the possibility of losing control over my own heart. But now, standing here, I realize that pretending didn't protect me at all. It only delayed this moment, this confession, this ache that refuses to fade. I think about how love changes the way you see the world. After you, everything felt sharper, colors felt deeper, silence felt heavier. Even joy felt different, because it always came with the awareness that something essential was missing. I would be surrounded by people and still feel alone, because the one presence that could calm me wasn't there. And that absence became familiar, almost normal, even though it hurt. I learned how to function with it, how to smile around it, how to tuck it away where no one could see, but you were always there, quietly shaping my emotions, influencing my thoughts, reminding me that love doesn't need permission to exist. Baby, I want to be honest about something that scares me. I'm scared that one day, years from now, I'll look back on this moment and realize that this was the most truthful version of myself I ever allowed to exist. I'm scared that I'll remember how alive I felt speaking to you like this, even if only in words, and compare it to a life built on duty and expectation. That fear doesn't mean I regret responsibility. It means I recognize the cost of it. And loving you has shown me that some costs are emotional, invisible, and permanent. I wonder what you're feeling right now. I wonder if your heart is racing the way mine is, or if you're sitting still, trying to understand where you fit into this confession. I want you to know that I'm not placing weight on you, not asking you to carry my choices or my conflict. I just want you to know that you mattered in a way that went far beyond circumstance. You weren't a distraction. You weren't a temporary comfort. You were someone my heart recognized as home, even if life never allowed me to live there. There's something incredibly vulnerable about admitting that someone has changed you. Admitting that no matter how much time passes, there will always be a part of you shaped by one connection. You did that to me. You softened parts of me I didn't know were rigid. You awakened parts of me I didn't know were asleep. You made me feel seen without asking me to explain myself, and once you experience that kind of connection, nothing else feels quite the same. That's not something I say lightly. That's something I feel deeply, even now. Baby, there are nights when I imagine what life with you might have felt like, not in dramatic scenes or perfect moments, but in the quiet details, sharing silence, exchanging glances that say more than words, feeling understood without needing to ask for it. I imagine comfort, not excitement, stability, not chaos, and that image stays with me, not because it's idealized, but because it feels honest. It feels like something that could have grown into something real, something lasting and letting go of that imagined future feels like grieving something that never fully existed, which is a pain few people understand. I've learned that love doesn't always ask to be chosen. Sometimes it just asks to be acknowledged. And that's what I'm doing now. Acknowledging that you were, and still are, a significant part of my emotional life. Acknowledging that my heart doesn't operate on convenience or timing. Acknowledging that even as I move forward, something within me remains connected to you. That connection doesn't demand action. It simply exists, steady and quiet, like a heartbeat you don't notice until you focus on it. Baby, if I could protect you from anything, it would be doubt. Doubt about your worth. Doubt about whether you were enough. Doubt about whether you were loved in the way you deserve. I need you to hear this clearly. The reason this hurts is because of how deeply I feel. Not because of anything you lacked. You were never a question mark in my heart. You were an answer that arrived at the wrong time. And that timing doesn't diminish the truth of what you meant to me. I sometimes wonder if the universe plays cruel games, placing people in our lives not to stay, but to change us. If that's true, then you changed me profoundly. You raised my standards for emotional connection. You taught me the value of presence, of listening, of softness. You showed me that love doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. And even if life pulls us in different directions, those lessons stay with me. They shape how I feel, how I love, how I understand myself. Baby, I want you to know that this confession isn't about rewriting the past or escaping the present. It's about honoring what was real, even if it was quiet. It's about respecting the depth of a connection that didn't get the chance to grow openly. It's about letting you know that your place in my heart was never accidental. And even now, as everything feels uncertain and heavy, speaking to you like this feels like the most honest thing I can do. There's a strange peace that comes with telling the truth, even when the truth is complicated. I feel exposed, but also lighter, like I've finally allowed myself to breathe fully. And that feeling is tied to you, because you're the reason this truth exists in the first place. You're the reason my heart learned what it means to feel deeply without possession, to love without certainty, to care without promises. That kind of love leaves marks, and I carry those marks quietly. Baby, I don't know where this confession will settle inside you. I don't know how long it will echo in your thoughts, or what it will awaken in your heart. But I hope you feel the sincerity behind every word. I hope you feel respected, seen, and valued, because that's how I've always felt about you, even when I didn't say it out loud. And as I continue standing on the edge of a life that's about to change, I want you to know that this moment, this honesty, this connection, is something I will always carry with me, unresolved, alive, and deeply felt. Baby, even now, as I slow my breathing and try to steady my thoughts, I can feel how close you are to me in this moment. It's strange how someone can feel nearer through honesty than through presence. I'm speaking to you from a place where I've stripped away excuses, expectations, and fear, and all that's left is what I truly feel. And what I feel is this quiet pull toward you that hasn't weakened, even as everything else around me prepares to change. I want you to understand that this connection didn't survive because I held on to it tightly, but because it lived freely inside me, untouched by rules or distance. There are parts of me that still want to ask you questions I never allowed myself to ask. Simple ones, gentle ones, the kind that belong to two people who are curious about each other's inner worlds. I wonder how you see love now. I wonder what makes you feel safe. I wonder if you ever felt the same invisible tension between us. that unspoken awareness that something meaningful existed even when we pretended it didn't. I don't ask these questions because I expect answers. I ask them because they remind me that what I felt wasn't one-sided imagination. It was something real enough to linger, strong enough to survive silence. Baby, I want you to know that even if life places new roles on me, even if my name is spoken in different contexts, even if the world sees me as someone settled and decided, there will always be a private part of me that remembers this emotional truth. A part of me that remembers how it felt to care without conditions, to feel understood without explanation, to love without ownership. That part of me doesn't interfere with the path I'm walking, but it walks alongside it quietly, like a shadow that appears only when the light hits just right. Sometimes I think about how rare it is to feel this kind of connection, and how easily it could have never happened at all. And that makes me grateful, even in the pain. Grateful that I got to experience you in the way I did. Grateful that my heart learned something meaningful through you. Grateful that there is someone in this world who exists as a reminder of what depth feels like. That gratitude doesn't erase the ache, but it softens it, gives it purpose. Baby, stay here with me for a moment longer. Not in expectation, not in decision, but in feeling. Let this space remain open, unfinished, alive. Because right now, this honesty between us is real, and I'm not ready to let it close.